Hi, I'm Tim Lindsay. I'm the superintendent of the Virginia Robinson Gardens, and we welcome all of you to the Palm Terrace that's located in the largest collection of king palms in North America. And this area is historic and socially in terms of what it was used for. Typically the Robinsons would have a card table set up out here to play bridge, or they may have cocktails before dinner out on this terrace. It's a wonderful terrace, and I'd like to start by talking about the oldest tree on the property, and it's a blue gum eucalyptus tree. This tree was planted here in 1911. How do we know that? We have a receipt in the archives that tells us that the Robinsons purchased 100 blue gum eucalyptus trees in 1911 and planted all of them on the property because Virginia said there wasn't a single tree to be found on the 6.5 acres. Over here, we have a wonderful example of what nature can do on its own. This you probably all recognize as a hibiscus. So it's mainly white, it has a wonderful red throat. What's unique about it is when it was a sapling, a very small plant, they trimmed off all the lateral branches, so it's not going to become the typical shrub. It became a tree. So this is actually a patio tree. We have patio roses. The same technique is used to get those. Here's our water feature. There's several water features on the property, and if we look here, this frog is a wonderful way to introduce water and the sound of water into this rectangular pond. Now the pond is just deep enough that the water stays clear. They're 24 inches deep. We have aquatic plants in here, two types. The water lily, which is in bloom with the yellow flower, and water irises. They were purple. And then we have little fish in here, and they're hardly visible to the eye, but when you look very closely, they're no bigger than a minnow, and they actually do nothing but eat mosquito larvae, which by law in California, and you must have mosquito fish in all water features. And so in addition to this one, we have a total of 14 on the property, and you'll find these little fish in each one of them. Now this water here moves down something that might be looking like you might use the word trench, but if you were in Spain where this idea of a runnel was invented at the Alhambra, you would call that a runnel, and this is taking water to another place, and then it drops down and makes another wonderful sound, sort of a musical sound. But the whole idea is to make connections between bodies of water, to give the visual, psychological cooling effect, to see water move and the reflection of the sky and the body of water. So the runnel is moving quite swiftly. The Robinsons loved animals, and anyone that's been here has heard the story that they had pet monkeys, but they also had pet turtles. And in this furniture here, you can see there's a motif right here of a turtle, which is nice. There's actually life-size turtles holding up the base of the chair. And in this microclimate, we're the only place outside of Queensland, Australia, where these giant trees, these elegant trees, reproduce themselves from seed and propagate and make a forest. So that was validated because we had a botanist here from Queensland, Australia, who studied this type of tree, the king palm. And he said the topography and the way the land slopes to a very low portion, a very low elevation, is where there would be a body of water, which since he's been here, we created a pond there. And he said everything about it is indicative of the natural environment in Queensland, Australia, where they're native. He said the only thing we lack are the crocs. So that might be in our future. Perhaps we'll get a crocodile for our new pond. Thank you for joining us at the Virginia Robinson Gardens, located in Beverly Hills, California. If you'd like to join us on one of our daily tours, please visit us at www.robinsongardens.org.